Good afternoon, everyone. I'm making this video. It's like 1:08 now. I got some errands to run, but I just wanted to do a video today. I was inspired. I would say two things. One, Cindy G from Tennessee. I've been watching her for like years, and she actually, I don't know how, that's how the divine worked. That she saw that. My last video, and appreciate it. You know, gave me some inspiring words or whatever. So yeah, you know, even if I only got one like and the like was hers, that meant a lot, because that means that the universe, for her to run into my video, that says everything. So again, you know, I don't want to be stalkerish though. So I'm saying it. I said it before, but I'm saying it live. Well, as live as I'm gonna get on this video. Thanks, Cindy. Definitely watch her, because she always be on point. If you don't want, I'm just gonna say this: if you don't want to know the truth, then don't watch, because she always on point. So if you want Ricky Bobby to come back to you, and Ricky Bobby's not coming back, and she says that in the video, just go heal. Ricky Bobby's not coming back, okay? Cindy said it. He ain't coming back. If she say Ricky Bobby ain't coming back, or she say Ricky Bobby coming back in 2 days from now or next week, Ricky Bobby coming back, okay? I'm just saying that Cindy is on point, and I'm not just saying that. She really is on point. Now, moving on. Again, it's Cindy G from Tennessee. I'm sure y'all already know, but watch it. Cindy G from Tennessee, Tarot reads. Okay, so the other reason I was inspired also was because I think I woke up this morning feeling some sort of way. Now, when I do my videos, I don't usually do my videos from a place of like, at least I try not to do my videos from a place of I got it all together, I'm completely healed. I am so not. I am still working on myself. I am still going through shit. I'm just trying to be as healthy as possible. Make healthy decisions. So I woke up, and obviously that's a lesson for me, is to learn to realize that I'm not in control of other people or what they do or what their brokenness or how they heal, or if they never heal. I'm not in control of any of that. So I think my thing, what inspired me to make this video is that, okay, I try my best to be as forthcoming and as honest as possible without dragging other people, even those who have hurt me, even those who have no problem with dragging me or lying on me or making up stories, changing the narrative to fit what they want it to be, their benefit, so that they don't look like the bad guy or any of that. I try my best. But I realized that in order to be 100% honest, I'm not giving away my secrets. Like, I'm not putting everybody into my shit to the point where people can harm me. But I'm just saying, in order for me to really be transparent, that I need to, some things I'm going to have to just tell. I will never put the person or the people out there like that. But the experience, I can't really continue to hide, because it doesn't help. You know, it doesn't really help. I'm not being 100%, you know. But basically what bothered me and what inspired me to do the video was the fact that if you've been with someone, right, whether it was a relationship and y'all broke up, or it was a friendship and, you know, you had to separate from the friendship. And let's just say that the person that you had to separate from, for whether it was romantic or just, you know, platonic, you didn't really want to. You did it because you had to. You had no choice. And usually when you're dealing with self-esteem issues and worth and value and all those things, usually it's the other person, it's the other way around. The person left you. You just had to accept it, which is not easy to do by far, but you had to accept it. So I will say this. In my case, I had a partner, loved him with all my heart. I honestly have to say that this partner I loved in a way that I didn't love any of my other partners. But that would be because this partner was more of a... When I was with my other partners, I didn't know about the spirituality and, the spiritual partner and... I didn't know about these lessons, Like I dreamed about my partner before he even came. So my love was deep, 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 deep. Okay. While at the same time, unfortunately, I wasn't loving myself before I met my partner. So you see where this is going. But basically, me and my partner broke up. My partner let me know that, he didn't want to be with me. And I knew, because all the other things that was happening. When somebody's tired of you and they don't want to be the person on a messed up end of the stick, so they do all sorts of shit for you to leave, but you just won't leave. That was the case. My partner did everything he could to make me leave, but I kept trying to fix it and work on it. And the way I was being treated was terrible. So I'm not saying what he did was kind. He was really, honestly, I have to admit, he was cruel. He was extremely cruel. He told me he shouldn't feel bad about going to find his happy. He didn't feel I was his happy. It was cruel. The things that he said to me, he told me I should have it. Well, I don't have no self-respect for myself. Why would I want to stay with somebody that don't want to beat me? Like, he was cold but I knew what it was. I knew what it was. I knew because I had, I had my downloads, I had my visions, my premonitions have always been on point. I felt it, the fear, my hair. Like I said, I think I told you in another video where I was sick, my hair was falling out, my health started to decline, all sorts of shit. So I kind of knew what it was. But I don't think I loved myself the way I needed to be able to accept not only what was happening to me, but what was being done, what he's saying, all the things that was happening. So basically, all those things took place. Right? I moved out. I moved back home into my apartment, and I went through it. I cried. I went through everything you could possibly go through. I finally started to heal. Now, this is what inspired me to make the video today. Where I'm at right now, I don't feel like I'm angry at my ex anymore. I think I feel like my ex is... I'm not going to sit up here and be like... because I'm not perfect. I think I'm... How do you put it? I'm in between. Because I don't feel anger. I have more of an understanding of the situation now. But where I think I find it to be an issue, and I do have moments where I feel an anger or a sense of like, are you serious? Is the fact that I did everything in my power I did what I had to do. Not everything in my power too, but I did what I had to do to move on and heal. And when I look back on my ex, my son's father, my youngest son, all these people that they were not the best for me, but I didn't know better, so this is what I chose, or I picked, or I accepted. I noticed the one thing they all had in common with me when it came to the situation. When it was time for me to leave, they all spun their own narrative. It was never the truth. It was never, okay, I was cheating on her. I was stepping out behind her back. I was holding on to all the money and keeping the money, making sure she gave me all the money, because that's something that I did. Making sure she gave me all the money, and then I would hold on to the money, keep the money until we can't afford to do certain things when it came to her. But then I would take that same money and go give it to one of my friends or my baby mother, or go buy myself the newest pair of Jordans. But yet, they wouldn't tell her any of those things. They wouldn't tell what I found in their phone. They wouldn't tell that they'd be on Instagram and on Facebook checking out these chicks and these women and these. They wouldn't tell none of those things. When the relationship was over, this is what y'all need to know. It's not even when the relationship is over. I'm putting this out not only because I was inspired to do it for the simple facts. I'm not putting this out because I'm getting it out, but I'm putting it out because I am 100% sure that there are people who are going through exactly what I went through right now. And when you are embarrassed and ashamed, you don't want to talk to your friends about it because it's embarrassing. Because your friends, you have some friends, they mean well, but they're just like, what's wrong with you? Girl, just leave. That's hard to do. Or dude, it could be a guy. Yo, son, just leave. That's hard. That is hard. It's not easy. Because right now, you can't just leave because your self-esteem is down where your toes is at. You don't feel valued. You don't have no self-worth. Your self-esteem it's just... And self-esteem has to do with what you have. So say you don't have a lot. Or say you're still holding on to the past where you didn't have a lot. You're not going to just get up and go, okay, I'm leaving. I'm not going to deal with Deborah anymore. Or I'm not going to deal with David anymore. No, you're going to stay because you have not healed yet. Value? Your self-worth? All that is about your beliefs, what you've learned when you was a kid growing up. What were those beliefs that was given to you? Or, as you was raised, whether it's auntie, mom, dad, whatever the case, what were those beliefs? For me, it was, if you can't get a man to change who he is, okay? Y'all hear this, right? If you can't get a man to change who he is, to love you, change everything about yourself. So I had to go find a man that's real fucked up, that's narcissistic, because not one was not. And I know y'all don't like that word. A lot of people don't like that word. So let me be clear. Not everyone is narcissistic. Some people really do just have narcissistic traits. Some of us have narcissistic traits because I have them. And some of us are narcissistic. Narcissistic traits, you will actually look at yourself and try, even if you fall over 2-3 times, but every time you fall over, it will be a different way that you fell over. You won't fall over the same time every time. So you can tell you're really trying to do different things. Narcissistic, they going down, as my oldest son like to say, they going down with the plane. They gonna die in that tower. They can't hear, see, there's nothing you can say. They believe what they're saying. If they say that Santa Claus was flying across the freaking in the sky over the trees in the middle of July, and you say that's not true, and you give them all the evidence, all the reasons why this is impossible, they don't hear you. That's the difference between a narcissistic person and someone who has narcissistic traits. And all of us in this world are either narcissistic or have narcissistic traits. Basically, that's it. But now getting back to what I was saying, I just kept dating guys, people who either were very narcissistic or they had traits, and they just wasn't willing to work on them. Now, my beliefs growing up was that what I was given was, if you can't get a man to change, okay, you can't be sultry enough. I don't even think that's the word. The word came to me the other day. They say dark empaths, but I don't think there's anything wrong with having some darkness. You have to have a balance. So but look, it's some kind of way of being seductive enough. Sensual. Sensual. If you're not sensual enough to get someone to change who they are for you, sorry, you have no value. Because you have no value because you can't get a man. So it's not that you can't, it's not that I couldn't get a man. It's the type of men I was going after. So of course the relationship was going to work because that's not how the universe wanted me to be. That's not the lesson the universe wanted me to learn. And my issue was constantly, my battle rather, was constantly trying to get these people to change. So this partner, I know, I did the same thing with him. I tried to get him to change. I did. And it was wrong. Irregardless of what he did to me. That was wrong. You do not get with somebody and try to change them. But this is my MO. This is what I had been doing for like years. Years. So now, where I'm at, I get it. So me doing the work, it led me to saying, okay, I gotta let go. All right, I don't like how much this hurts me. I don't like being in this hurt. But I know that me being in this hurt is probably the best. It is the best thing that I can do because it will allow me to heal, move on, and I won't continue to pick the same type of partner, even though they look different. So, and I also held him on a pedestal that was so high. Like, he was up here and I was down here. For a number of reasons. It's just crazy. It's so crazy. Because he was the only guy that didn't do that to me. He seemed like he listened to me. I hadn't had nobody listen to me. Like when I say intentively listen to me, never had that. So when he did, oh my God, he wanted to know what I liked, what I cared about. See, I didn't see what some of y'all might be saying. Oh my God, girl, you didn't see that? No, I didn't. I never had it. So to me, this was the best thing since sliced bread. Better than that. He was so amazing. It was like, and then you add on the fact that I've always had attractive guys, but fine guys. But I always ran from them. I ran from them, or I dumbed down my light, or I had a person that at the time was in my life that I didn't really have to do much for the guy to be disinterested because he'd be there and I'd be this mystery to him until she showed up, and then that was out the window. I never had to do anything. So it was like the guy disappeared. She got him. And that was my life. So when I got this guy, I kind of was like, I think I was torn. Because a part of me wanted to run because everything in me said, this is not good. My belief was that guys that, like I like to call them the George Clooney of guys. I get it, I know. But I'm just saying, those, the when you watch Entertainment and all those shows and they're talking about those people, the Brad Pitts, the George Clooney's, the Idris Elba's, and those are guys that's, somebody lands them. Wait, So I just was like, oh, okay. And it kind of came to a point where it's just like, I'm nothing. So basically, because of all those things, you put all those things together. Yeah, when I got back here, I had to heal. I had to really heal. I had to let myself feel it, go through it, and do all that. So I was already disappointed that he wasn't who I wanted him to be. But then when he spun the narrative, and I wrote down a definition, okay? Spin. This refers to the way a narcissist selectively presents information to create a certain narrative, often spinning it to fit their desired outcome or benefit. That disappointed me more. Because it's like, okay, how much more could you have done to hurt me? You know? So what we have to realize in these type of situations is that even though that bothers me, I still have to find it within myself to remember that somebody who is healed, they wouldn't do that to you. They wouldn't do that to you. Somebody who has integrity, somebody who has principles, they have a moral compass, they wouldn't do those things. They would just suck it up. Take it for what it is. Take that ass whooping. But I, for so long, had such an issue with people not doing what I would do. And it's like, okay, me and this man probably have shared the same background, which would be trauma bonding, you know. But again, the universe doesn't send anybody who's perfect to you to heal. They send someone who's just as imperfect as you are, maybe worse, for y'all to, you know, learn from so that you can heal. So my thing is that we were never in alignment. Unfortunately, he told me what he needed to tell me for me to be like, okay. And it worked. And then once it was solidified and I was all caught up and in love, he flipped it. But it was my lesson. But it's like, I'm not saying that I'm happy about it. Obviously, I told y'all, this is probably a different video, but I am still learning how to deal with the fact is that just because I made a choice not to turn into the Joker does not mean that other people won't. I chose not to let all the horrible things that happened to me to be that my excuse to hurt and harm and do jacked up, fucked up shit to other people. Excuse me, language. I can cuss a lot. It is what it is. But that doesn't mean that other people won't do that. You know, so I knew I had a choice. I could expose and I'm gonna type this on Facebook and all that other stuff, and it's not, no. I could do that, but why do that? My purpose, the reason I went through all these things was to help other people who are going through the same exact thing as me. People who have gone through the same exact things as me. So if they're not going through it now, they might have, or they're still willing from it, or there's somebody out there who has to deal with it. And like I said, a lot of times when you are in this type of situation, you carry a lot of shame. You carry the shame of what the other person did to you, but you carry the shame your own shame, which is because you feel like you allowed this person to treat you that way. And you don't always have grace towards yourself, which, you should. You don't always have patience towards yourself, which you should. So I totally get that. And this is why I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a video. Because I think from my experience, one of the things that hurt probably more than what was going on within the relationship was the gang stalking, was the gaslighting, was the spinning, was the reframing. I think when you get out of something and say the other person betrayed you, like they would have betrayed you. They betrayed you. You betrayed yourself in a sense, but they betrayed you. And then they get out and they make it seem like the reason they left is because you were so controlling of their moves. What controlling really means is you set boundaries. In some cases, in a lot of cases, it means you set boundaries, they didn't like it. Yeah, she was out there hanging out and cheating on me with such and such and such. Actually, Devin is just your friend, and you wasn't cheating on him with Devin. Y'all, he knew you and Devin was cool before y'all got together. He was fine with it. But now he is projecting because all his friends are options. And he's been cheating with his friends and telling you not to stress or worry. See how that works? Now, I think when you're a person of, when you know better, when you have that intellect, that intelligence to know, yeah, that doesn't work for you. Especially when you look around and you're like, okay, you knew who he was before I got with him. So you really believe everything he's telling you I did? You knew this person already. But then you got to remind yourself, it's not that they don't know he did it. They're accepting it because he's going to make sure he rides with people who are exactly like him. Those are the people that's going to enable his behavior. And soon as she did, yeah, that's why you need to get rid of her. Vice versa. Vice versa. Well, he did, oh yeah, you need to get rid of him. But wasn't you just acting like you was single? When you was hanging out with your friends, with your girlfriends, doing all sorts of shit? Or behind door closed scenes while he's in the bathroom, you inboxing the next dude and all this other stuff? Wasn't you doing that? But then you go and spin the narrative that the other person was doing all this horrible shit when the other person wasn't. So it's one thing to go through it one time, and it's another thing to go through it multiple times. Because now you have to like really sit down and work on that. Like, okay, you accept that you're not there anymore. You got the lesson, right? You got it. But now I think it comes down to forgiving yourself for putting yourself in that situation and forgiving them. And reminding yourself that, okay, if I forgive them, it's not for me. Like, if I forgive them, they can't... if I forgive them, they can't play my energy no more. Energy harvesting is real. It is. If I forgive them, I allow myself to start over fresh with someone else. Like, my heart won't be closed. If I'm angry at them for what they did to me, it's going to be harder for me to let somebody in, right? Have a new relationship, new friendships, because I'm still pissed off at how they treated me. And then, I hate to say they win, but do you think they want you to move on? That's the other thing. The whole reason for the spinning and the gaslighting and the gang stalking, see, I wrote it down. The whole reason for all of that is so that you won't move on. Now, the same person that tells you they don't want you is the same person that doesn't want you to go nowhere. Not because they love you so much. Now, as much as we want to go on a read and hear that person say, oh, yes, and Jimmy misses you and wants you to come back. But this is going to be the fourth time Jimmy misses you and wants you to come back. Like in my case, 3 times. I did this shit 3 times. I learned my lesson. 3 times. Do y'all think I should let anybody else like that from my past come back again for a 4th time? So I can be discarded again for the 4th time? I'm sure y'all have a response to that. No. Y'all probably like, it shouldn't have happened the 3rd time. And you're right. But I get why it had to happen this time. I had to really, really, really see the person for who they were. There's no way I would have seen them for who they were the 1st and the 2nd time. You know? 1st time, it was really short, didn't really get together. 2nd time, Never really made it together. The third time allowed me to really see the person, because I got to have the so-called relationship I thought I wanted. But as Chris Brown said, the grass ain't greener on the other side. So yeah, you have to forgive yourself. You have to learn, and you have to understand that this person only. You have to ask yourself, why does this person want you there? That's what counts. That's what matters. It's not that they want you. Anybody can want you. Why? What are their intentions for you? Is the love going to be reciprocated? Is the energy that you give going to be given back, or are you going to be given from an empty cup? For me, unfortunately, this was when I learned of energy harvesting. I don't think I ever knew, not consciously. I don't think consciously I knew what energy harvesting was. If I have to be honest, I really don't. I don't think I knew what that was. I think I had some idea of it unconsciously, because of my intuition and my and emotional intellect. But I don't think I was aware or conscious that was happening to me. I just thought that people were treating me badly. And I needed to go find a new partner that was not going to treat me badly. But I didn't know. I didn't know about, like, your divine femininity, your sacral chakra. I did not know. I thought that, like, I just saw a short on YouTube with Tim's, and it's another one, Shanisa or something. And the guy was saying how I'm going to say what he said, but I'm just going to use the F-bomb. Okay, the F word. He said that the short was about basically guys just want to fuck Shanisa and Tim's. I can relate. That was my whole teenage years and my young adult years, and I got to a point where I wanted to be invisible, and I manifested that. I became invisible. Because I didn't know it wasn't because I was doing something wrong. It's, how do you put it? Anybody who ever watched American Gods? She had to come into her own. I forgot her name. But she, at first, it was all sexual. But then as she was growing and healing and learning, she realized she was so much more than that. But yes, she did hold that power of, sensuality. She held a very high sexual power. But it's to help heal, not to... You can use it. There are people, which incubus, succubus, there are people that use it to destroy. Yes. And that's the harvesting, where they come and they suck you dry and leave you with nothing. So they want you so that they can sleep with you and take that energy. And then they take that energy and they give it back to others. So all that energy that's coming from you, that you're giving to him or her, I'm literally seeing green everywhere now. Guess my heart chakra's open. Is being given to whatever people they're messing with. It's being given to say if they have family members. So if this person is toxic, just imagine. It's being given to them. It's being given to the baby mother. It's being given to the kids outside of that. It's being... You are now starting to... Truthfully, like me, I was starting to shrivel up. Literally. I watched myself transform from what I looked like, not just my physical, but even how I felt. Health-wise, everything started to change and go downhill. And I'm like, but I never stopped to think to myself, oh, these people are draining me. Like, I would say it, I feel like I'm being drained, but I didn't know to the capacity of how I was being drained. So when I would say it, I felt like, oh, I'm just tired. No, I wasn't just fatigued or tired. When I said I was being drained, unbeknownst to me, I literally was being drained. And this was why the person wanted me. They could drain me. And sometimes it's not that person. Sometimes it's not that person. Sometimes that person is unbeknownst to them. It could be the person that, just the people around them. It could be that, the people they deal with that are jealous of them and don't want that person to have or be happy. So what they do is they are, they're like gum stuck to the desk. They stay there. And this person, your person, has no clue exactly what's going on because they haven't healed yet. So as long as they stay unhealed, those people behind them and around them can just suck you dry. And that's not including if they have a whole attachment stuck to them. You know what I'm saying? So if they have an attachment stuck to them, that attachment, it needs them to continuously drain you. Because they don't benefit unless you are being drained. So, I had to find a way to release that so that I'm not holding on to that anger. And I also, all in one breath, I wanted to help. Because I remember telling my son, he was, and he let me know, like, listen, I get you're upset, but you didn't have a problem when you were doing such and such. And I'm like, no, but I don't want to hurt people. Yeah, I wanted to change him to love me. Still wrong. He's unhealed. Can't change that. But I didn't want to change him to go and actually, I didn't want to hurt him. I was still I was investing in him, and it's real. And as my son was, he let me know, that's not, you can't do that. But at the end of the day, the truth is that you can't change anyone, and you should accept people for who they are. And that had I accepted that this man was unhealed, had I accepted that this man still loved his kid's mother, and there's nothing that was going to change that. No matter what he told me, I knew in my heart, there's no place for me. Had I made different decisions, none of that would have happened to me. So now, I got to forgive myself. But I also have to find a way to not allow the spinning and the gaslighting, the lying, because that's how you feel. You're like, okay, you already betrayed me within the relationship, and now that I gave you what you want, I walked away, I left. Now you mad because you can't harvest from me anymore? Because that's basically what it is. I want to harvest. You still gonna let me harvest? I don't want to be with you no more, but come on, you're not gonna let me drain you of your energy, please? It's like, no. So I have, where I'm at for me in my journey, it's like I have to find a way to say, okay, Michelle. Matter of fact, I don't even like to call myself Michelle anymore because I feel like Michelle is little. That's she's the one that's healing now. Antoinette, which is me, the adult. You know what I'm saying? The adult. That's the adult who makes it her business to make this video. That's the adult that makes it her business to get up and do the things she has to do. Antoinette's the one who will say, you know what, this is a hard decision, which means I need to do it. And she will do it. Now, Michelle is always going to be a part of who I am. But I have to nurture her and take care of her. She needs to know every day she's loved. All the time. You know what I'm saying? She needs to be appreciated, respected. She needs to be held, hugged. Not to say that Antoinette doesn't, but Antoinette is mom. Michelle is a little me that needs to be reparented. So that's where I'm at right now with that. So all that, I was too busy trying to give it to somebody else. And now that I've said, okay, I'm going to step away. I'm going to come over here. Now you have this large group. Large group. That's the group that does the gang stalking. That's the that's the flying monkeys. That's the energy vampires that are pissed. You left. Yeah. You told me you didn't want me. Or why are you standing over here staring at mommy? Sorry, I'm talking to my cat. You told me you didn't want me. Or she told me she didn't want me around, and so I left. These and it's a ton of them. So when you leave, say you've had 5, 6 bad relationships, and then you got the friendships that didn't work out. It's them plus the people that's associated with them, people that's attached to them. They're all mad at you because you're not there no more. Because the only way their relationships work is if they can suck you dry. You are, what is the word that came up for me earlier? A conduit. You're a conduit. So when you leave, they're not happy. Because where's the energy coming from now? They got to go find a new supply. Now, the problem with finding a new supply is a lot of times, especially if you are, say you do have morals, principles, you stand for something, you're kind, you're giving, you're all those things. You're sensitive, you have your spiritual gifts that the universe have given you. And if you're doing the work, then the universe is going to continue to give you more and even update them ones, upgrade them, right? Now you're pouring into yourself. For those energy vampires, say those 20, 30, 40, 50, that's not including the damn karmic family members, relatives, and those people are pissed. Because now they can't get from you. So if you're not there anymore, Jake and Susan's relationship ain't working no more. They gotta go get a new supply, and right? So if they gotta go get a new supply, even if they get a new supply, most of the time, the way it works is that those other supplies are okay, but you're gonna be that one supply that is amazing, that they can't get nowhere else. It cannot be replicated. Your supply, who you are, can't be replicated. You know why? Because it's like saying how do you put it? I'm gonna try to say this in a way that makes sense. I guess you could say everybody ain't holding diamonds, right? Like, I mean, a real actual diamond, right? Everybody can't hold a diamond. Everybody can't have the energy. So whoever doesn't deserve it, now you're going to be put away to the side, kept safe, until the right person comes along who actually does the work, who wants to heal, they have morals, principles, they have longevity. This person is not trying to take from you to go give to other people. This person, it's not that they don't see your value, but they appreciate your value. They appreciate you. Because you have these people, they see your value, they see your worth, they just don't give a shit. They decided they want to use you instead of come together and work and build with you. They don't want to do the work. So I'm just going to steal from you. So basically, when it comes down to this type of situation, we have to remind ourselves that this is who these people are, and they're just not there yet. And you go write in our diaries, in our journal. Go, if we're content creator, or we're just starting out, like what I'm doing just now, making my videos to help others. That helps me greatly. Me giving you guys all this information actually helps me to feel better, because now I'm not so stuck on what the person did to me as much as I am on, I know that somebody got something out of this. I'm not looking for 20, 30 people to like my video. That is not what this is about. If 1 or 2 people who are going through the same shit that I've already been through, or I'm going through right now, or something can feel better after watching this video, or feel inspired to say, you know what, I'm strong, I got this, I can do this. I'm not answering Timmy's phone call, Timmy's phone calls no more, and I'm blocking him, or whatever the case. Yeah, that's what matters to me. And yes, if you hear a name that I mentioned, because I'm good with just, I feel like when you add names, it helps the scenario to pop for you. You know? That's a sign. So if I say Timmy and you know a Timmy, or you was dealing with a Timmy, yeah. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, and don't let what they're doing sabotage where you're going. Because I could have, like I said, I could have went on Facebook and posted a bunch of, and you know, some things I do post on Facebook, but this wasn't the thing to post on Facebook. The people still gonna be who they are. They're not changing and growing until they feel like it. So should I let that stop me? Because especially if somebody is either narcissistic or has narcissistic traits, you know, like I had my traits where I could have gone on Facebook just a little while ago, right? But if somebody is toxic, they need you to be, if you're not going to be happy, like if you're not going to be sad because they're gone, like even if they told you, I don't want you around, I want you to leave, I can't stand you, you fat and you ugly and you ain't got no hair, blah, 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 whatever the case, right? And then you leave, even if they're supposed to be somebody who, somebody who is in, first of all, nobody in a healthy place will tell you that, okay? But yeah, it would make sense that they'd be like, okay, she going. Oh my God, thank God, Brenda is going. Oh, y'all don't know how tired I was of Brenda. Sick of looking at her. Okay, Brenda's going. That person will be happy, right? They're going with their life. They're gonna go do their thing. They're not gonna try to find ways to see you, speak to you, hear you, feel you, be around. No, because they're like, oh, I wanted Brenda going. She going. Good. But that's an unhealed person. They didn't want you to be gone because then they can't use you. They just don't want you to be around. Does that make sense? They just don't want you around. So it's like half the pair of shoes. You ever have like a shirt? This is going a little longer than I expected, so it's like 2 more minutes. I'm done. But you ever have like a shirt, pair of sneakers, or something, and you're like, okay, yeah, and then you're like, nah, all right, I'm gonna keep it, but I don't feel like I really like it. I mean, I had a dress that it took for me forever to get rid of, and I knew that I had outgrown that dress. Not too big or too small. Well, it did get too big for me. But no, even with that, no. It was yellow and bright, had, flowers all over it. And I was just like, I kind of like the dress, but no. What happened was I outgrew the dress. That style, my style, something in me said that's not for me anymore. I don't want that. I'm evolving. And because I'm evolving, I didn't want that dress anymore. Well, unfortunately, when people are trying to use us, it's not even always that sometimes they are evolving and they just don't know, damn, I need to let it go, but they don't want to let go, And then other times, unfortunately, you have times where the person is just thinking about how much they can take from you until, and they do that. But that's because deep down inside they know that everything that they're working on, when you are gone, it's not going to work anymore once you're gone. A lot of us are huge manifestors for ourselves if we was given to ourselves, but also for others who is deserving. So the universe, I think people don't realize, it's like the universe says, you know what? Here you go. I'm going to take this. Here. You can have that. See this pen? You can have it. I'm bringing it to you. And then they send the pen. And then that person takes the pen. Now you have a choice. You can take care of the pen. Make sure you put the top on. Make sure you get it back. Make sure you take care of your pen. Or you can get the pin and just leave the top off. You just throw it around. You don't know where it's at from here to there or whatever the case, right? Now what happens is to the person that took care of the pin, this pin becomes something more. Okay? Becomes something more. Everything you sign, things just start coming to you. Things is working out in your favor. For the person that just don't care, threw the pin willy-nilly everywhere and left the top off and I don't even want it no more. Okay. You don't want it no more. Now what happens is now they feeling good. And for the next couple of months, things is working out. Everything's great, wonderful. Everything's gravy. Nobody uses that no more. Okay. Everything is beautiful. But, you know what ends up happening? After a couple of weeks, or maybe 6 months, maybe a year, whatever. You don't know. You may not even be there to see when it happened. But everything gonna start falling the fuck apart. You know why? Because that pin can be your blessing or it could be your end all. Because you didn't know why the pin was given to you to begin with. If you was a person of integrity, you would have just took care of the pin. But because you wasn't a person of integrity and you was just a user and a damn energy vampire, you didn't take care of the pin. You just threw the pin wherever. And then once everything got great and good for you, you went off and left and did your own thing. It was like, I don't need this damn pin. And then you know what happened? Everything fell apart. So we're gonna end it with this, and that's it. Because I know this was supposed to be a short video. All right, so guys, I just want to give y'all a couple of terms for some of the things we've been through in these relationships, situationships, so-called friendships, whatever the case. I already told you one, spin, okay? And that's, like I said, that's where this refers to the way they say narcissist, but you could take it as just, don't worry about a narcissist. It's just the fact that the person's doing it, okay? But this is what it says. Definition for spin is this refers to a way a narcissist selectively presents information to create a certain narrative, often shaping it to fit their desired outcome of the benefit, right? Is that of or? Yeah, it's the same thing. Their desired outcome or benefit. It's or benefit. Then there's gaslighting. We've all been through that. We all know what gaslighting is, okay? All of us, all right? So gaslighting this is the definition for it, okay? You're not crazy. I told y'all that in the last couple of videos. Gaslighting. A form of manipulation where again, they said narcissist. Y'all can just leave narcissists out. But there's a reason they said narcissist, because a lot of times this does come from narcissists. But you can have narcissistic traits and be this way. And if you have narcissistic traits, you actually can change. Okay? I want to make that clear. People with narcissistic traits can change. They just have to want to and be willing to do the work. Okay? All right. Here we go. I said narcissist. Lord. Gaslighting. Okay. Gaslighting is a form of manipulation where the narcissist intentionally denies or distorts reality to make their victim question their sanity or perception of events. Now, I know y'all remember, because that was my favorite album. And for a very long time, I have not been able to listen to it. I couldn't listen to that album, B7, for the whole 2 years me and my ex was separated. And then we got back together, and I still couldn't listen to that album. Sign, right? Red flag, just big red flag. Neon lights. And I know y'all know the song I'm talking about. Borderline. Where she says, don't want to be schizo this time. That song ran down my whole, everything that I actually went through, everything. But yet, I still was like, oh, no, I can't. That part of myself didn't want to hear it. That's all it is. The part of myself just was like, what? Huh? I can't hear you. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Don't listen to that song. It's bad for us. Don't listen to the album. It's bad for us. The album was never bad. It was just, it was triggering like, hey, are you listening to me? I'm trying to tell you. Are you listening? I just said we don't want to be schizo. I just didn't want to hear it. That's gaslighting. Okay, I know for a fact that you said that you were going around the corner to the store, but then all of a sudden you end up at Cheryl's house. Well, yeah, because no, you making more things out of it. That's not what it is. And it's like, how am I not making more things out of it? You said you was going to the store. Then she calls talking about, the babies need like 10 gallons of milk and 8 Pampers. But then you just went over there the other day to bring that, right? No, see, here you go. You know what it is? This is the problem. You just jealous. You jealous and you insecure, and that's why all the other partners left you. Now you like, well, maybe that is why they left me. Maybe, see, I should just trust him. Yeah, I should trust him. Because what if I'm wrong? I mean, he does have kids with Cheryl. No. No. That's the perfect example of your ass being gaslighted. Okay? Hey, y'all, let me get an actual book, but for right now, I'm just going to work for right now because I'm just starting this. Okay, the very last one is gang stalking. Now, this one was new for me because I never actually heard of gang stalking until now, but I've experienced it. I have experienced it in the past, but I never heard of the definition of the term for it until now. So gang stalking definition for this is, gang stalking is a set of persecuting. Can't get it out. Yeah. Oh shit! I almost forgot. My son's pants is up there. His workout pants. Persecutory. Thank you. Beliefs in which those affected believe they are being followed, stalked, and harassed by a large number of people. All right. Now this is the thing with gang stalking. It's kind of like a make you paranoid or some shit, right? But I'm gonna tell you how I experienced gang stalking. So, a way that it's done when it comes to how people do this is that I want to reread this to make sure I'm telling you the right way, like explain it properly. All right, so. Kind of like you have somebody that, let's just say you have a popular person in the neighborhood that decide they don't like you. Let's just say that. And then you have all these other people that follow that popular person. Even if they don't really believe everything that person says, they don't want to really be on the bad side of that popular person either. So that person will always, in some kind of way, incite something toward you that will have these people harassing you now. Okay? All those people now are going to harass you because of that one person. Every time they get together, let's just say you outside chilling, minding your business, now all these people are going to talk shit about you. That's just one way. Why you can't even walk down the street without them talking mad shit about you, saying fucked up shit where you can hear it. It's not under their breath. And you don't have to be there. You don't even have to be there. You could just know that these people are doing that. Yeah, Susie is, I don't know, what can I say? Okay, I'm just going to say Susie's a hoe. You know why? Because that's one of the biggest things that happen in the neighborhood. Oh, Susie's a hoe. Susie's this, Susie's that. Susie ain't bothering nobody. Even if she is sleeping with people or whatever, she's not bothering anyone. She's minding her business. Why do you have something to say? Those people that's following that person, they could know that that's messed up and wrong to do. Is that person's just coming out of jealousy. Or they could, they could feel the same way. Or sometimes people just think that, oh, you deserve it. Because if you was carrying yourself, they could be being judgmental. But at the end of the day, that's one of the ways to gangster, and make somebody feel bad. And like in that case with Susie could have been neglected as a child. Susie could have been raped and being molested at home. So many things could have happened to Susie that led Susie down that path, but no one cared. No one cared because this one person that decided they didn't like Susie, which those other people don't realize that one person that didn't like Susie that set off this whole thing is a personal vendetta, is jealousy towards Susie. And I'm sure it's not because Susie's sleeping with everybody. Maybe that person is jealous because one of the guys that Susie slept with, likes her and don't like her. But they're not thinking about that. They're just thinking about the fact that, oh, well, she said that Susie's such and such. Maybe she thinks Susie's pretty. Maybe she's interested in Susie and don't think Susie would go for her. Susie's not into girls. She's straight. And people laugh and think this is a joke, but the shit is real. I have definitely been there. It's real. So yeah, we just have to try to, you got to kind of, I think the best thing we could do is just heal, deal with our emotions, so we don't let those people affect us. And I want to thank y'all because I did not post anything on my Facebook or on my social media. When that happens, that's like the other, some type, I don't know, I guess I want to put like negative energy from the other side saying, yeah, react. Now, if I had reacted, well, that got me. I would have a closed heart. That's basically what would happen. I would have a closed heart and I'd stay angry. I'm not trying to stay angry. I like where I'm headed. And I'm not an angry person, naturally. So, no. Life is not meant to be fair. Okay? You're going to get hit 1,000 times and you're going to get hit hard as shit. You choose to get back up or you choose to stay on the floor. What I love about myself is I'm going to always get back up. Okay? If my legs is broken, then I'm going to find some fucking canes and sticks or something to hold my ass up. But I ain't never going to be a person that just lays on the floor. Not me. All right, y'all. So, this was longer than what I expected. Damn. That's an hour and 3 minutes. 27. All right. Anyway. I hope y'all have a great day. Continue to love yourself. Give yourself grace and kindness and patience. I'm always end my video with that because that's what we need to do. Because I've struggled with that for so long. Kindness. Give yourself grace, kindness, and patience. Okay? All right. Enjoy y'all Sundays. All right? Much love to y'all. Later.